Hey, good morning, everyone. It's 8:55 in the morning. We have about 35 minutes until traditional markets open, and we've got Bitcoin, continuing to make higher highs as we were discussing yesterday. So what I'd really like to do is I would like to take a look at altcoins. I want to take a look at dominance first and see what dominance looks like, um, and go from there. I think this is going to be it's going to be a raw video. This is not going to be super entertaining, but more educational. So, before I get into any of this, this is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. You're responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research. Just my opinion on the market. And yeah, so I'd really like to take a look at Bitcoin really quickly, and then going into dominance, and then taking a look at alts, because alts are next, right? And I'll explain why here in a little bit. Again, this is going to be a raw video. We're going to be going through some of these things, just from scratch, just doing some analysis from scratch on these, trying to figure out where things could be going. And so, yeah, we're just going to kind of start really high level and see where we go from there. All right, so let's go ahead and move into the chart. All right, so we see right here we've got our I wouldn't even call this a compression. This thing just flew. And then actually, one thing that I do want to point out is from back here, this guy has been pretty strong. So we had this resistance here, then we had our support here. Arguably, this could be pulled back to about right there. And then you see you've got a little more support here. You still have the resistance, and it goes back to way back in early 2019 where we had a little bit of support going even back to our lows. So this has continued to be pretty important. So for that reason, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my channel on here with my expansion, because I want to take a look and see what this could look like. And again, all of this I'm going to be doing for the first time with you guys. So whatever I find here is going to be the first time that I see it too, just to let you know. Let me take this all the way up here to the top. I'm just looking for confluence right now. And yeah, so this looks okay. Yeah, obviously we had some resistance here. I could pull this guy back. I could pull this one up a little bit, but maybe we can pull this guy back a little ways. Just trying to find that high confluence one way or another. We've got the top up here, so this channel looks pretty good to me. We've got our expansion low here. We've got our top, which is obviously much higher. Right here, we're talking about 27. Depending on how long this takes, I had been saying a while back it could be that we go to 40, but I'd be careful right up here when we get to this guy, which is right at about 27,000. And this is, over the next couple days. We'll wait and see what happens. Bitcoin is still super bullish. So I'm just, exercising some caution, but I would say just based off of even this guy that was built based off of this channel, we had our expansion to the upside, then we broke out of that. So, ideally we would have an expansion once again, to the upside there. So let's take this closer to home. Let's go ahead and pull this guy from down here. And I will make this look a little better here in just a minute. Let's put this guy right there. You know what, actually, all right, so we're seeing this. Zoom in here. Let me just get this guy, tag him as close as we can right there. Get that tagged, pull this guy down, get him there. All right, so as we can see, we are reaching that area of resistance. We're not able to get pushed through it. So, I mean, ideally, if we do push up and through this and it looks like we want to, then that still leads our way up to 27. Still leads our way to 27. Now, what happens after that is anybody's guess. That's still to be determined. But off of this low here, what this really looks like to me, again, just looking at this in its raw form, you see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the 1, A, B, C into the 2, and then we see a 1, 2, 3, 4, working on the 5, which would be just the 3. All right. Then we pull down for the 4, and then we go up for the 5. All right. So that 3, let's just take a look and see where our targets would be for that, because I do believe we just hit the 2618. So from down here, assuming this is the bottom, we go up here to the top, the 1, pull back the 2. Okay, so here's our 1618. We went way past that. It is very possible this is actually the 3 right here, and then we pulled back for the 4, and now we're working on the 5. That would make a little more sense. That would make a little more sense that we put in the 5 up there at 27. Okay, based on this, let me put the 2618 and 3618 on this guy. All right, so let's get the 2618 and 3618. All right, so 2618 basically was hit. It's at 23,933, and we got as high as 23,800. Okay, so this could be close to the top, right? We would expect that wave 5 would hit the 2618 or the 3618, which is the 3618 is all the way up here at 33. So that could be a target for later down the road. It still looks pretty good. If we can get back above this, I think we do probably go up and hit 27. Once we get there, it's really anybody's guess at that point. We'll kind of wait and see what happens. There's no reason to short the market right now. If anybody's interested in doing that, there's really no reason to rush into it. What you're going to be looking for to short, just for the record, let's go back here into 2017. All right. So what we saw here, and I'm on a 12-hour chart. I should probably move to the daily. It probably would be better served to look at this at a daily. All right, so let's just take a look at this. If you're interested in shorting, what you're going to be waiting for is you're going to be waiting for continued attempts at absorption, but continued red candles left and right. But then what you're going to have this 3-wave correction, and it's not going to get back to the highs. So far, all of our dumps have been pulled back to the highs. We need to see a big drop, right? So from up here at the top to the bottom, that's a 45% drop. Right, that was from 20K all the way down to 10, 11K, right? Big drop, 45%. Then what did we do from there? Yeah, we rallied, we went up 57%, but then look at what happened after that. So this was just the beginning of the drop. So we're going to want to see day after day after day of red candles, right? Several days of red candles, and then you're going to see 3 waves up, and that would be the place where I would be looking to short. Don't try and short down here, because then what tends to happen is people get caught up in the psychology that they can't hold on to a position that's in the red, or they are just over leveraged, right? Or they're over leveraged. The best probability is to wait for that 3-wave correction. So from down here, you do the A, you do the B, and then you're looking for somewhere near the 100. So in this case, it was 17.8. It didn't quite get that high. It got up to 17.1. But that would be the place to try the short, not in the middle of this. You need to wait for the correction, and then you take the short. But for right now, I see no reason to no reason to really short this. Yeah, we've got a little bit of selling pressure into this, pulling it back into this channel, or trying to. But looking at the 5-minute, we are just kind of churning our way. This was a big sell-off, but from a percentage standpoint, what was the percentage on this? What, 8%? That's hardly anything. And really, if you shorted up here, I mean, you really got lucky, because if you're saying, oh yeah, I could have shorted up here, well, you could have shorted here and you lost. You could have shorted here and you lost. You could have shorted here and you lost. All of these opportunities to short. There's really one chance. You get one chance. All right, anyway, not here to talk about Bitcoin. We're here to talk about alts. So again, if you're just joining, this is going to be kind of a raw video. We're going to be doing some analysis from scratch on some alts. I'm going to specifically be taking a look at Litecoin, Lumens, Ripple, Chainlink, and VeChain. Those are the ones that I'm going to be taking a look at. I might take a look at Cardano at the end if I feel like it. So let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is, let me go to the weekly on dominance. Okay, so for this guy right here, what we were looking at from here is a 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me pull this guy right there. Going up for the 5. All right, so we're setting ourselves up for a mini alt season. Now, I'm saying a mini alt season. This is not going to be the big alt season like we saw in December of 2017. It's not going to be the big alt season like we saw in July of 2017 or in May of 2017. It's not what we're going to get here. Even here in April of 2018 was a pretty significant alt season, right? Alts did fairly well throughout this, but right now Bitcoin is trying to take the stage. I think Bitcoin's probably going to find its way up here at about 70% dominance. Once it finds its way up there, that is when I'm looking for alts to really fly. So, and when I say fly, I say that with a grain of salt. I'm saying that probably we're going to see a little bit of a pullback, dominance coming back to about 63%. So Bitcoin's going to lose 7% dominance, but then it's going to take over. We're going to, I think we are just in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're trying to take advantage of this 2 and then get out, wait for Bitcoin to do its thing. It looks like a big thing is coming. It really does look like a big thing. So we're watching for Bitcoin to get resistance at 70%. Again, we saw some resistance here as well. You know, really, Bitcoin needs to get above the 67.5%. But once Bitcoin gets up to 80 to 85%, you need to get heavy into alts at that point. But for right now, we're looking to see where we can take advantage of this. So let's take a look at Litecoin. Litecoin versus the dollar. Take a look at Coinbase. All right, so as we can see here, I've already got an account that I had started a long time ago. Let's go ahead and just clear that out and see where this guy is more than likely going to be going. So obviously Litecoin has broken out of a downtrend. Okay, you can see this. It's pretty darn clear. You'd be blind if you didn't see this. All right, so let's pull this. We're on the weekly right now. So from our high up here at over $400 to this here in June of 2019 at 145, all the way back here in August of this year, trying to break through 70, didn't quite make it, but now we're sitting over here over $100 again. All right, so this is looking really good. All right, so what do we see here? Well, I don't know if you see it, but let me just point out what I see. So from right here all the way to over to about right here, you can see this guy. Okay, there is a cup here, and it's looking pretty good. So more than likely, Litecoin's going to find its way back up to 145. My path for Litecoin more than likely is going to be finding itself up here, and then we're going to see a nice little correction, and then it's going to scoop itself up, right? So what I'm talking about here, and then we're on a weekly, so this, I mean, this could take weeks to work itself out, but easy cup and handle. Also, you can take a look at this as Adam and Eve formation, which the last time people were really hyping about Adam and Eve was when Bitcoin, it was like early 2018 to like April 2018, people were talking about Adam and Eve, and it did not work out at all. So I don't believe in it too much, but you can definitely see the V shape and then the cup. So very likely this could just start flying out of here. But nonetheless, Litecoin, assuming this is going to follow suit, take the dominant pivot low to the dominant pivot here, pull ourselves down. We didn't violate the lows from over here. So finding ourselves up here at 166, more than likely that could be where that goes, 166. That would be that first area where I would be looking to, you know, take some profit and wait for the pullback. But ultimately, I'm looking for Litecoin to go up to maybe 538. And I say maybe 538. It's very possible that it makes its way up there. What that would set ourselves up for, just for clarity, is a 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5 eventually. Looks okay. It looks okay. And let's just take this from this guy down here. Let's say this is a 1, a 2, and this works itself out very well. So this 3 would take us up to about 217. Then we do the pullback, maybe test this high, confirm this as new support, which would be right here at 146, and then we make our way up to 600. Okay, so what that would then mean, let me just change the degree on this guy, it's just to get some clarity on where this could be going. So from here, what we're looking at is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 to finish that wave 3. All right, so possible that that is what happens with Litecoin. Now that would be taking advantage of an alt run on this to see Litecoin find its way up to 217. That would be pretty crazy because that's 100% from where we're at right now, a little more than that. So that would be pretty good. But then to fall back to 146, I mean, from 217 to 146, we're talking about a 32% drop, right? So one way or another, if we can break through 166, then I do think we go to 217. I think that's where we pull back. 166, that's going to be that first level to maybe take a little profit, get completely out of 217, accumulate down here at the 146 area, ride that to 538 to 600. So that's more than likely where that will probably go. Keeping in mind, all of this is assuming that Bitcoin does not just start completely just falling off the face of the earth, because Bitcoin is still controlling this. So as long as Bitcoin stays solid, then I think that this is more than likely a scenario that will play out. Let's take a look at Stellar versus Tether. All right, so very similar. What is the Stellar? What is the Stellar? What is Stellar in the middle of doing? So again, we look at this as a 1, 2. So Lumens likely wants to make its way to 80 cents. All right, because off the lows here, from down here, we've got a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's pretty clean. That's pretty clean. And then we have our correction. So we've got off of here, we've got a 1, 2. And then what we've got here right now is a 1, 2, 3, 4, working on the 5, right? So we're trying to find our way up here to this 80 cents. Then we pull back for the 4, and again, I'm on a weekly. Confirm this as now support, and then we work our way higher. So Stellar, gosh, I don't know. Is Stellar actually going to make its way up to $3.66? It is entirely possible that that happens. We'll have to wait and see what happens. This could not happen until mid to late next year even. But it's possible this happens right now. Just taking a look here, what I can see is we are running into significant resistance. That's going to be this guy right here. As long as we can push through that, it happens to coincide with the 100. The 100 of this guy. So we did this dominant pivot low to this dominant pivot high, pull back to this low here for the 2. The 100% is sitting right there at the top of this resistance almost exactly. So let me just remove that just so we can see this a little bit better. Let's do this and zoom in just a little bit. So again, I'm on a weekly, so we have weekly resistance here, weekly support here, and we are right at weekly resistance now. This is weekly resistance. If we start churning in here, if we start consolidating inside this green box, that is very, very bullish for me. Right now is not, in my opinion, a great time to take a position in Lumens. If it gets into this box and starts consolidating in here, now you've got a clean stop, a weekly break of rate, basically right where we're at right now, 19 and 19.25 cents. That's going to be where you would need to get out. But if we start consolidating inside of this box, you need to buy the lows, basically buy right where we are right now. We buy the lows, and then we're looking for that move up, right? We're taking that move up to 80 cents. So even if you bought it at 21 cents, that's a huge gain. Way better than Litecoin could offer you, at least right now. That's 300% almost. So that looks okay. That looks okay. That's my thought on Lumens. We've got that resistance over there that we need to pay attention to. All right, so let's take a look at Ripple. I'm going to take a look at Ripple on Poloniex because it's got the most history. lots of, man, this just, it's amazing that I happen to buy this below 20 cents, and it's just amazing that it's up here right now. Obviously we've got weekly resistance at 278, but again, right now we're sitting at support and resistance, right? So I'm gonna outline this level right here. All right, so this is for Ripple. This is what we need to push through. All right, so we've got weekly support here, and it tried to be support again here once it tried to break through, and then it failed. We had resistance, support, resistance. So we kind of had a little bit of resistance here at 60 cents. Then definitely had some resistance up here, 77 cents. Currently almost at 60 cents again. Again, if this guy can actually start consolidating inside this green box, that would be very bullish for me. Okay, and I was asked a question, how high can Ripple go? Can it actually make it up to $3? Well, assuming that this is a 1 and a 2, Ripple could actually make its way. I mean, I say could. I say could. First off, let me just quantify this statement by saying we've got to get above this green box in order for this to actually happen. We have to get above this green box for this to actually happen. But Ripple could make its way first up to $1.41. $1.41. So again, from down here at this low, we've got a 1, a 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, and then we make a big move up to $4.50. So that is where I think Ripple could go. Ripple could go there, but it's got to get above 82 cents. It has to get above 82 cents. If it doesn't, and honestly, if it doesn't get into this green box or get back above even 70 cents, I mean, a break above 70 cents would be pretty significant for me. Getting above 70 cents would be very significant for me. That might do it for me because we had that as resistance twice now. So if we can get back above 70 cents, I think that does pave its way for $1.40. That's a 100% trade right there, right? So taking a break of 70 cents up to $1.41, that's 106%. All right, 106%. Then we take the pullback, reclaim this as support. Then we go up for $4.50. That is the trade that I would be more inclined to take because that's 450%. All right, taking that up there would be amazing. I mean, a lot of people are in disbelief that alts can actually do that because they have just been bled and bled and bled. But really, institutions are getting into alts. I'm going to go on a sidebar here for a moment. Institutions are getting into Bitcoin, not alts. Sorry if I said it wrong the first time. Institutions are buying Bitcoin, maybe Ethereum. They're not buying alts. So for the degenerates out there, right, all these scam projects, alts, that's where the money's at for degenerates. Institutions are going to start to control Bitcoin. Institutions, I'm going to say it again, institutions are going to start to control the price of Bitcoin. It is going to move like the stock market. And I mean, the stock market has done some crazy things here recently. As more and more institutions buy directly from miners, not on the exchanges, money gets taken off of exchanges and put into these institutions' pockets, CME is going to start controlling the price of Bitcoin more than BitMEX and more than Bybit and more than Coinbase are. So I'm just saying that alts are going to be what are going to drive the degenerates' wallets over the next year. This is just my opinion. All right, let's keep on going. So this was Ripple. Let's take a look at Chainlink. All right, this little heifer, this guy, man, this guy is just awesome. All right, so it's as we can see here, I've already done an analysis on this. So again, I'm looking at this 1, 2, and then I'm still looking for this guy to make its way up to 38 bucks. I'm still waiting for that to happen. It's going to happen. Chainlink is going to make its way to $38. From where it's at right now, That is 175% from where we're at right now. Chainlink is going to make its way up there. Area of invalidation for Chainlink is probably going to be down here at about $10, right? About maybe 11. We'll call it $11. All right, area of invalidation is $11. I mean, I love Chainlink right now. I think it looks really good. We had some hidden bullish divergence back here. This looks really, really great. Gosh, I still remember when we were back here in September of 2019, and if you're on the Discord, you can go back and look at it. I said, hey, when Chainlink breaks through $2, I think we're gonna really move, and we did. Of course, we had this pullback in March. That was another opportunity. The market doesn't give you very many opportunities, right? So here we had one opportunity to buy, we had a second opportunity to buy, but market rarely gives you more than 2 or 3 opportunities to get a good entry on something. This was a great opportunity, and I mean I didn't take advantage of it as much as I could have or should have. But yes, I do believe that Chainlink is going to find its way up to 38 bucks. So I'm not even going to change this analysis because I think it's still valid. If it happens to break through $38, it's going to $86. It's going to $87. It's gonna go there if we break above 38. So just kind of put that in the back of your pocket. Take a look at VeChain. A lot of you guys love VeChain for some reason. So let's go ahead and remove all of this garbage that I've got on here. I'm just going to go ahead and clear the chart. Pow, gone. All right, VeChain on the week, man. All right, so we've got a leading diagonal here into this one. We've got a 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the 3, A, B, C into the 4. Then we're working on the 5. All right, we're working on the 5. I remember back here when we were at like 64, 6,500, we're like, yeah, I don't know if VeChain can make it up to a penny. And look at it, it's almost worth 2 pennies now. 1, 2. Got to the 1618 almost perfectly. All right, so where's Wave 5's target? 7 cents. Bam, right there. And from where we're at right now, VeChain finding its way 322% from where we're at right now. It could take, I mean, we're on a weekly chart, right, guys? We're on a weekly chart. On the weekly chart, you see the hidden bullish divergence, I hope. From this low to this low, you have a higher low on the price, and look at this on the indicator. You've got a lower low. I like to trust the oscillator more than I like to trust many other things. This is clear hidden bullish divergence. It looks really good. And not only that, on this guy, we've got this right here to this guy right here. Let's just pull this guy out. This is a perfect example of what I was just talking about with Ripple and with Lumens. Look, I was like, hey, once it can get into this green box and start consolidating, 2 weeks it consolidated in here, and then look what happened. Boom. We had a 64% week after that. After that, we had a 26% week. And then a few weeks later, we had another 35% week. All right, we reclaimed that as support. As this is literally exactly what I was just talking about for some of the other alts. I was like, we consolidate in here, we break up, we're going to get a break up, but then sell and wait for it to pull back and reclaim that as support. That's exactly what happened here. It's exactly what happened here. All right, so we reclaim that as support, and then it goes up. And right now, I mean, again, it's really hard to believe that I'm saying this, but for VeChain to get up to 7.5 cents, 7.25 cents, that's crazy. That's crazy. But technically speaking, we had a 1-2. We hit almost exactly to the 1618. We do the pullback, then we launch. Then we launch. All right. For VeChain, obviously this needs to break up above, I would say break up above 2.2 cents. Needs to happen. All right, that's the last one I had, but I do want to take a look at Cardano. I'm a stickler for Cardano. Um, it looks really, really, really good. Cardano looks really freaking bullish. I love this chart. I love this chart. All right, so I think this is the 1 and I think this is the 2, which means Cardano has the potential to find its way up to somewhere between $1 and 250. From where we're at right now, shoot, you guys, 1,300%. I'm not betting the farm on this, nor would I bet the farm on anything. I do try and follow some kind of risk management and minimize your losses as much as possible. But Cardano looks really good, even up to 65 cents, right? From where we're at right now, up to 65 cents, that's still almost 300% from where we're at right now. Okay. All right, that's all that I've got for right now. This is a lot of the just simple analysis. Notice that I don't have a whole lot of indicators on here. I mean, I've got a MACD histogram and an RSI. I don't have crazy stuff on my chart. I'm looking at the price action. I'm looking at Elliott Wave, which is really in my mind. But if you want to learn Elliott Wave, join our Discord. Just throw a comment in the chat and I'll get an invite out to you there. But traditional markets open up in 3 minutes and I've got to go manage a whole bunch of positions over there. We're going to be closing out some trades. We've been doing really well this week, so we got to lock in some profits. So I'm going to go ahead and go. If this video did help you in any way, shape, or form, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And of course, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a good day, good night, and a good evening.